Hello and welcome to my channel, and this is the May wrap-up and June hopes. I read a whopping 10 books this month. Most of them I did video reviews for. However, there were a couple that I will explain later on in this video. As always, if I did a video review for the book, it will be in the description box down below. So let's just jump into what I read and what I did for the month of May 2017. Starting off the month, I read Poppy, A Force of Nature Fairy Tale, book number 1 by M.A. Horst. And I gave this book 4 stars. I did a video series review for it, but I haven't released that yet because I was going to do a full series of, I believe it was 7 books. However, she stopped the series after 2 books and has delayed it or postponed it or canceled it. Not exactly sure, but that will be coming out once I decide to go ahead and, take care of that. Then the second book is going to be Lily, and Lily is book number 2 in the Force of Nature Fairy Tales, and that's also by M.A. Horst. And as I said, for Poppy, I was doing a series video for it, but since I did videotape a review for Lily and Poppy, I will be collecting that together and releasing that here shortly, but it's not released yet. The third book was a buddy reread of This Man in the This Man, book number 1 in the This Man series by Jodi Ellen Malpass. And I had started doing a series video review for that as well. I have not released that because I am still going to continue on with that series and finish off the series, hopefully, with the other 2 books. I still give that book 4 stars as I had in the beginning, and you will see the video review for that here in the next couple months or so once I finish rereading the rest of the books in that series. Book number 4 is Plus One by Alethea Roman. I did receive this book as an ARC, so that means there's a video review down in the description box for it. I gave it 5 humongous stars. I loved it, loved the lighter side of Alethea Roman, and thought it was excellent. Next is number 5, and that is Curveball by Mariah Dietz. I received this as an ARC as well, so there is a video review for that book down in the description box. I gave this book 4.5 stars, and all my reasons why are in that video. The 6th book that I read was Who Needs Air by Casey Graham. This was an ARC, however, I did not do a video review for it, and that is because I only gave this book 3 stars. There are a few reasons why I did that, and mostly it's written out in my Goodreads review for it, but I'll tell you now because I didn't do a video and you guys won't have that down below. So in this book, you have the main character, well, you have one voice of a character, the female voice of the character. Her long-standing childhood love wrote a book about their love story, and it's being turned into a movie. So you get a lot of the push and pull and angst and not understanding why they broke up, but you get flashbacks to what the book says and how it's portrayed from the male point of view. And pretty much the reason I gave it 3 stars is because the female character in this book really came off as wishy-washy and sort of weak, in my opinion. There were some things that she should have just been stronger about and more independent. She came off as such an independent character in the beginning of the book, and then things happened that was just made you go, really? You just are gonna let that slide? Yeah, I'm not feeling you too much anymore. And then the end was very sort of rushed, in my opinion, as well, especially with some of the things that were thrown in to the story. So that's why I only got 3 stars. My 7th book was Nudes, A Hollywood Romance by Sarah Robinson. And I gave this book 5 humongous stars. It was an ARC, and I absolutely adored it. And Not to say too much about the book, it is definitely something you need to go into blind. Don't let the cover fool you, and don't go and read other reviews. My review is definitely, which is down in the description box, is definitely spoiler free, as I'm not going to tell you why I gave it 5 stars right now either. But know that you definitely need to go into this story very blind, reading as little as possible about other people's reviews and opinions of it. Just go into it with an open mind. Book number 8 this month was Fix Her Up, book number 1 in the Fix series by Carrie Haywood. This is going to be a series of standalone books, but they do revolve around a group of friends. And let me just tell you, there is a video review for it down in the description box, but I love this story. Loved it, loved it, loved it. I only gave it 4.5 stars, and that is because I definitely got that feeling that this is going to be the start of a standalone series. So there were other characters and other things that I was hoping for to happen that aren't completely tied up, but that is because there's going to be other books. So yeah, that 0.5 of a star, that's nothing. That's nothing. So pretty much you could probably say it's 5 stars. I loved it. I enjoyed it. It just was missing that little extra because there's going to be more. And these characters are probably going to show up later on in the series. Book number 9 is The Line by Amy Knight. And I gave this book 4.5 stars. And it was an arc. So the video review for it is down in the description box. Of course. Once again, speaking with the author on this book, she has thoughts of possibly writing more, which are the things that I found lacking, which is why it only got 4.5 stars. And I definitely hope, fingers crossed, big time, that she does go through with her ideas of writing more and spin-offs of this book, because those stories definitely, I would definitely read and definitely encourage her to do it. Come on, Amy, please. Please, please, please. You know what I'm talking about. And then book number 10 is Dane by Letty Harper. And I gave this book 5 humongous stars, even though it took me pretty much the entire month to read it. This book was read in between all those other books that I've already listed earlier. But it is so just, wow. I mean, at one point, I private messaged Letty and let her know that, hey, I wouldn't have the review done on time, but it was because I was having so many emotional feelings for this book and the characters. So first of all, I did give it 5 stars. As I said, it was an arc, even though I got the review in late. And there is a video review for it down below, but I'm going to tell you guys, it is in the male point of view. So if you haven't read very many books that a female writer has written in the male point of view, I'm not talking about the second voice in a book is the male character. No, I'm talking about this entire book is set in Dane's point of view, the male point of view. And it is real, it is raw, it really makes you think that, hey, maybe men actually think like this. It's not flowery, it is not over the top romanticized at all for any of the topics. There are some sensitive topics that are talked about in this book, but it is amazing, and I am so glad that I pushed through and continued on with this story. On to my current reads. Not really current reads, well, sort of, a little bit, but currently, when I made this list, I was reading The Love My Way by Kate Sterrett. Hopefully I said your name right, Kate. I'm sorry if I didn't. It was provided to me as an ARC. It is a contemporary romance, women's fiction, and that video review will be coming in the next couple days, but the written review is up and it is amazing. Oh my goodness. I'm talking, I stayed up and tried to finish the ending of this book, but I ended up falling asleep because I was crying and just was so emotionally connected to this book. Oh, so good. So good. So if you want to hear my full review for that one, be on the lookout for that. It will be coming up here in the next week. Also, I'm currently reading Excess by Kate Stewart, which is an arc as well. It's a reformat and re-release of a different set of books, and that is an erotic romance. I am also reading My Best Friend's Ex by Megan Quinn. That is an arc, and that review will be up later on this week after I finish it, but it is a romantic comedy. Let's get into my June hopes. We're already a couple days into June as I'm filming this, so I hope to get some of these done. And you know, the thing about signing up for arcs so far in advance, or advance reads if you didn't know, is that sometimes I'm pretty good at it, but usually I put them on my calendar so I know that they're coming up and that I should be expecting them. But then there's that few times that they fall through the cracks. How that happens, I'm not exactly sure. But I have a few arcs that I didn't know that I was getting, or there was that possibility that I wasn't guaranteed an arc. Let me put it that way, because there is that. Some indie authors give that caveat that you may be signing up to do a review for a book, but it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get an art copy because of how many other people may have signed up or something like that. But I was lucky to get copies of the following books. Captive Vow by Alta Hensley, and this is a reformatted and re-released book, and it's a dark romance. Amnesia by Cambria Herbert, and that's going to be an arc, and it's going to be a romantic suspense book. Yay! Super excited about that one. Cambria actually contacted me because I met her at a book signing, and yeah, she reached out to me, and I am happy to be getting this book and reviewing it for her. Super excited. I also got Basis with Benefits by Jenna Galekic, and that was an arc hopeful, like I explained earlier, and I actually got it. So I got chosen for it, and I'm excited to jump into that one. It is an M&M contemporary romance book. Yay! It also actually has a couple books before it. It's a part of a series, I believe. It's from a band's point of view, and I actually got those books as well. So I will be reading those. Yay! So that's 3 books. I also got The Last Guy by Issa Madden Mills and Tia Louise, and I believe that's going to be a rom-com. And Devotion by Alexa Riley, and that's going to be a rom-com as well. The other hopes that I have for this month are as follows. I hope to finish the series for Brittany King, which is Water Under the Bridge and Come Hell or High Water. They are both thriller, mystery, romance books, and I loved or very much enjoyed the first book. I also am ready, I think emotionally, hopefully, fingers crossed, to finally read Twisted in You by Yola Francisco, and that's a contemporary romance. I believe it's probably listed under women's fiction as well. Going from Red Lights, Black Hearts to Twisted in You was hard for me because it has a secondary character that's now going to be, well, the primary character from Red Lights, Black Hearts is going to be a secondary character in Twisted in You, and whew, I really think I'm ready to dive into that now, emotionally. I hope. I really, really hope so. Next, I was contacted by J.A. Brown, and I will be reading her Dream series, and that is a paranormal vampire series, which I haven't read very many of, so I'm excited to try and jump into that. And that includes Dreams, Nightmares, and Awakening. And those are my June hopes. Yay! Woohoo! Can't clap to me. Not too many books, but as I did last month, I had picked out like 15. This time I only picked out a few, and yeah, let's see how that goes. I also started a new group over at Goodreads. It's a book sort of talk circle. You know, I didn't want to really call it a book club, but at the same time, that's sort of what it is, because I will be doing a buddy read for The Life of Anna by Marissa Honeycutt in July, which there will be other videos this month leading up to that. So definitely go over and check out that Goodreads group, because there's going to be suggestions for other buddy reads, and we're going to be doing suggestions for other types of books in romance. Yes, it is primarily going to probably be a bunch of romance books, but of course they're always going to range from light and fluffy, very tame and clean sort of stories, to the dark and twisted that you need moral support for, which is primarily what the group is going to be for. Also a place for you to go and find indie authors. Because I read so many indie authors, I want to be able to put out, you know, their stories and definitely promote them, so that you guys can go and find some great stuff. So that concludes the May 2017 reads and June 2017 hopes, or TBR. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also, there is a feedback form in the description box, so you guys can assist me with improving this channel. Thank you for watching, and we will see you guys later.